Oh yeah, so good. Yes. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. That's fucking awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Let's continue on. Alright, I'm now going to go over with you what exactly defines a house and how easy it is to make houses for your villager, spawner, center, whatever you want to call it. The rules are very, very simple. Very, very simple. So let me just destroy everything here so you can see. So the basic rule of thumb is, or sorry, I want to just state with this mod, you need to have one villager to be nearby when you're, if you want to see the mod working. Because a village isn't a village without a villager, so that's why I have this villager here, so you can see when I start a village. So like, let's say here, I'll make my very first house here. There we go. Okay, so this is our house here. Now if this guy is dead, this mod won't show me that this is a village, because like I said, a village isn't a village unless you have a villager. So he's just here for example, so just ignore him for now, okay? So what is a house in Minecraft? A house in Minecraft is any 4 spaces and a single block. So this is a block, and this is on the same level as the door. Okay, so this block doesn't count if it's down here, for example. Okay. Another thing to remember with this mod is it doesn't update unless you kill the door. So you can see that this is now not a house. Okay. So if I go like this and then I add a block to it, this mod won't update unless I update the door. Oh, okay. Well, sometimes it works. Okay. So as you can see, that this is now a house. Now houses can be again, it doesn't really matter. You can have houses like this, for example. Watch how cluttered and messy this is, yet Minecraft still counts it as a house. So there we go. We have a bunch of doors here, and then I'm going to put a bunch of blocks over here. There we go. Okay. There we go. We have 7 houses now. Okay, so I'll put some blocks over here. So remember, for every door you have a block on the same level. So this is a door on this level here, and you'll see a block here, a block here, a block here, a block here, and it doesn't really matter as long as the blocks are somewhere. And just make sure that they're a minimum of a distance of 4. So you can't, for example, make a house like this, okay? Because it needs a minimum of vertical distance of 4 to count, okay? So again, so your houses can be, doesn't really matter. Minecraft doesn't really care. So let's say if it's like this, go like this. Your houses can be any way you want, as long as you have blocks in some kind of somewhere. So again, let your mind wander. Figure out however way you want to do it, because Minecraft doesn't care. Okay. So the key thing to remember though is, if you're villagers, this villager is, so let me try to explain this the best way I can. You can't build houses vertically. For example, so if I build a house up here, let me just get rid of all this houses here so it doesn't confuse you here. This is a key thing to remember, that if you want your house to be vertical, you have to have a way for the villagers to access the houses above. So here we go. So let me see here. So let's say that my village, or let's say you want to make your houses above here like this. Like this, okay? Now you can see that the house isn't changing even though I've updated the doors and stuff. Minecraft, again, villages are vertical. They won't, or I keep messing vertical and horizontal. Villages are horizontal. So they go in, they won't go upwards, okay? So they'll only go side by side. So as you can see, it's not counting those houses. So if you're gonna make, if you wanna make a compact house that goes upwards, make sure you have either trapped villagers somewhere in here. So let's get some fence gate. Make sure you have a trapped villager somewhere. There needs to be a villager to register all the houses. See how now I have a villager down here and I have a villager up here? It's now counting all these doors. Okay, so let me just show you my world and show you how my design works up here. So basically what I have is I have a bunch of villagers here on the lower level, and then I have doors above them, and then I have a stairway coming up, and then more villagers here, and then I have more doors. So this is how you do the multi-level, and then I have more doors. I have villagers here, more doors, and then villagers up here, and basically I just have stairs in between on the side of the house going up all levels. So what that does is it allows the villagers to go to the top and the bottom, and what that does is it registers all these houses. So if you see when I press F3 here, you're going to see 115 houses. And that's basically because the villagers are able to freely move from the top to the bottom, and that essentially registers all the houses. And the houses are literally just a bunch of doors. This floor here, this is literally just a floor of doors. Let me just quickly show you. Let me show you inside here. It's basically just a floor of doors, and then all these blocks on the outside are basically the registration for what's defined as a house. So I have all these doors in the middle and just enough blocks on the outside to register all these doors. Okay, so I'm also going to dispel a rumor that your village can't be underground. Some people don't want their villagers and or village center to, you know, be on the upper level hanging out with their world. So a lot of people's question is, can villagers breed if they have no natural light and are underground? So I'm going to take you into this little demonstration I have here that I built earlier. I'm going to expose, I've never exposed natural light to the villagers that are inside, and I'm not going to do it now so you can see exactly what's going on here. Okay, so all of the, oh shit, I just did it. You're just going to have to trust me. So these villagers here, I have, again, I have just random doors and blocks on the side here defined as 12 houses here, okay? And you can see here that these villagers have breeded. There's 12 houses, and for every 3 houses there's 1 villager. As you can see, it says 12 houses, and it says in brackets 4, and then there's 4 current villagers. So yes, you can have villagers underground and not exposed to any natural light, and they will breed. Initially, I only put 2 villagers in here, of course, because if you need 2 villagers to breed, right? So I put 2 villagers in here. I left it and did some other things for about 20 minutes, and I came back, and then there was 4. So yes, that dispels the rumor that you can't have an underground village. You indeed can have an underground village. I'm going to show you here. This is far enough from away from everything so you can see it's counted as its own village here. I'm going to this is what's known as an infinite spawner. This will infinitely spawn villagers, and the reason why it will do that is if there's 2 villagers down here and 1 single villager up here. Let me just show you. Now, if you've never seen this design, basically what this does is it infinitely spawns villagers, and I'll explain why that does that and why I don't like this design versus what my design is. Now, what happens is if there's 1 single villager up here with a bunch of doors and 2 dudes down here, these 2 guys will endlessly endlessly have sex, I guess you could say. And why they do that is because they're trying to breed this guy up here that's near the doors. So if I put 2 villagers here, what will happen within about an hour, there will be about maybe 100 to 200 villagers. And it's because they're all trying to breed the fellow up here at the top. So basically, why I don't like this design in my world is because within 2 to 3 days there will be thousands and thousands of villagers in an uncontrollable manner. And with my design, however many houses or doors and houses I make in my factory is how many villagers I'll have hanging around. So I have, I don't remember the exact number, but around 50 villagers at my factory, and that's around the number that I'm comfortable with having at any given time because it doesn't lag the game. Another reason why this infinite breeder isn't a good idea is because it'll lag the hell out of your game. Now, you're just gonna have to trust me that if I came back in an hour, I don't feel like doing it. If I came back in an hour, there would be a crap ton of villagers because they're gonna constantly try to breed with the guy up top, but they can't, so they constantly breed each other. So this is why I don't like this design. You can do this design if you want, but you would have to make a way of continuously killing them if you went with this design, or your game would lag to death. Alright, well that wraps up this massive amount of information that you've now got on how to make a village, how to how housing works when you want to make your village housing, how to capture villagers. So you might have to watch this a few times to kind of gather everything. I would suggest this mod that I'm using here. I'll put a link in the description. If you're curious on how to make this iron golem farm, I will have a video very shortly, or if this is in the future, I'll have obviously an annotation, or it'll be in the description. I'm going to make a video on how to make this iron golem farm. I haven't found anyone else that's made it in quite the same way that I have, that allows for infinite spawning and holding of iron golems. So you can leave and play for an hour somewhere, maybe go do some caving or something like that, or you're building your chicken farm up there or whatever, and come back and then have stacks and stacks of iron. So anyway, if it took me a long time to make this video and kind of gather all the information for this, if you could just do me a solid and throw a like, and if you could throw me a subscribe, that would be awesome, and that'd be the best way of thanking me. If you have any questions or concerns, I usually answer all the questions because I have basically almost no viewers right now, so I have time to answer questions and stuff like that. Just go ahead and leave that at the bottom, and thanks for watching. Bye.